Today's headlines. Vax Days 2.0, focusing on second doses. PNP to enforce firecracker rules. Over 1,000 senior high starts alternative learning. Go renews push for e-governance bill. 8th petition versus Bongbong filed. Philippines to host VNL. Google disrupts cybercrime web, infecting 1 million devices. Good morning, I'm Roy Pelovelio, and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Today is December 8, 2021, and here are the latest news of this Wednesday morning. The Philippines is eyeing to fully vaccinate at least 7 million individuals in the second round of the 3-day nationwide simultaneous vaccination drive against COVID-19, the Department of Health said Tuesday. Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said at the Laging Handa briefing that they are aiming to vaccinate 7 million Filipinos to achieve the goal of fully inoculating 54 million Filipinos by the end of the year. Duque explained the government had initially focused on giving the first dose to at least 54 million individuals, hence the second round of the national vaccination drive set on 15 to 17 December will now focus on administering second doses. He said that the vaccination rate is still high, but it's slightly decreased if you compare it to the 2.7 million jabs on the first day of the 3-day vaccination drive. As of 7 December, data from the National Vaccination Operations Center showed that a total of 53,492,838 individuals have already received at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccines, close to the 54 million target set by the government. However, there are only 38,699,023 fully vaccinated individuals in the country, still far from the supposed target. The government conducted the first round of the vaccination drive from 29 November to 1 December, but it was extended until 3 December to achieve the target. The drive vaccinated 9.9 million Filipinos. The Philippine National Police, or PNP, released the operational guidelines on enforcing regulations on making, selling, and using firecrackers and pyrotechnics to ensure safe and peaceful celebration of the Yuletide season. Provisions of Executive Order 28, or the regulation and control of the use of firecrackers and other pyrotechnic devices issued by President Rodrigo Duterte in June 2017, will be enforced to the letter, according to PNP Chief Police General Leonardo Carlos. The PNP Chief also reiterated the PNP's full support to the Department of Health in promoting safety in celebrating the holiday season, which is traditionally marked by festive revelry involving use of fireworks. Carlos said that the PNP makes it a priority to safeguard every locality with enough police manpower. Each police station will coordinate with their respective local government unit to identify and monitor designated firecracker zones. Those zones will also be carefully inspected in coordination with other public safety agencies such as the Bureau of Fire Protection and local disaster risk reduction management offices. Thus, the PNP is serving fair warning to manufacturers and retailers not to engage in the distribution of illegal firecrackers at the risk of confiscation and arrest, adding that the PNP continues to encourage the public to, if possible, use safe alternatives in celebrating the holidays. It also supports local governments' initiatives to establish community fireworks displays in every barangay to do away with possible firecracker-related incidents, Carlos said. A total of 1,722 senior high school students started their Alternative Learning System Senior High School ALS SHH program in various provinces here in Central Luzon. Department of Education Regional Director May Eclar disclosed that it is now mandatory for students at the SHH level to take part in the ALS SHS program. The students are equivalent to grades 11 to 12 and are mandated by DepEd Order 13 Series of 2019. Eclar said that the order ensures that all ALS learners will be equipped with competencies required for employment, entrepreneurship, middle-level skills, and tertiary education. She added that the passing of Republic Act 11510 or the ALS Act in December 2020 has strengthened the ALS SHS program of the DepEd and emphasized accreditation and equivalency tests elementary level passers, making them qualified to enroll in junior high school. The RA also noted that A&E test JHS level passers are qualified to enroll in senior high school or in selected technical vocational education and training programs through the Technical Education and Skills Development Authority or TESDA. This also includes that A&E tests SHS level passers are qualified to enroll in higher education, subject to the requirements set by higher education institutions or in technical vocational education and training programs through TESDA. Eclar said that as a legacy program of the current administration, ALS is part of DepEd's commitment that education continues for Filipino out-of-school children in special circumstances, youth, and adults amid and beyond the COVID-19 pandemic. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Chris masaya, pagsama-sama.
Bong, yung naumpisahan ko, tapusin mo. Mga bagong highway, tulay, tren, dapat ma-enjoy na kaagad ng mga tao yan. Kailangan lahat bakunado at laging may ayuda pag kailangan. Huwag dapat makabalik ang mga drug lords para ligtas ang pamilya. Yung ginawa mong malasakit centers, maganda yan. Padamihin mo pa. Magkasama tayo. Tayo ang nagsimula, tuloy-tuloy lang, Bong.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Chris masaya, pagsama-sama.
We're back on Tribune News on Q. Senator Christopher Bongo emphasized the need to digitalize government processes and transactions as the country adapts to the new normal towards pandemic recovery. Go cited a survey revealing that the vast majority of Filipinos believe that digital technology can improve business and employment creation. Go mentioned that e-governance is necessary to provide our people with the services they need from the comfort of their homes or workplaces. Not only shall it enable our bureaucracy to better transition into the new normal, but it will also cut or minimize red tape and corruption. Per social weather stations for the Strat-based ADR Institute for Strategic and International Studies in October this year, about 89% of Filipinos recognize the advantage of digital technology in the creation of jobs and businesses. The respondents agree, more overwhelmingly, with 94% agreeing that digitalization has a lot of advantages, according to the research group. Meanwhile, 92% of the respondents said that the government should create, upgrade, and expand the country's digital infrastructure to increase speed, dependability, and access across the country. In July 2020, Go filed Senate Bill 1738 or E-Governance Act of 2020, which mandates the government to establish an integrated, interconnected, and interoperable information and resource sharing and communications network spanning the entirety of the national and local government, an internal records management information system, an information database, and digital portals for the delivery of public services. Under the measure, the government, both national and local, can also enter into contracts, agreements, or partnerships with the private sector to provide various resources, assets, and services in order to comply or enhance compliance with the provisions of the proposed law. All contracts or agreements with the private sector will be subject to the laws and rules on public accountability and transparency and good governance. He added that major government social services and programs are also being forced to shut down, limiting the public's accessibility to public service at a time when the same are needed the most. A group of Ilocanos on Tuesday filed a petition seeking to disqualify and cancel the certificate of candidacy of presidential aspirant Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. The Pudno Mga Ilocano o Real Ilocanos filed the 8th petition intended to stop Marcos Jr. from running in next year's election. Pudno averred that the former senator has been convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude under Section 12 of the Omnibus Election Code. They cited the same reasons as most of the earlier cases filed, like his admitted failure to file his income taxes as an official of Ilocos Norte. Crisanto Palabay, one of the petitioners, who claimed to be a martial law victim, said that the so-called Solid North does not exist, since the people of Ilocos do not vote as one. Their counsel, Ray Paulo Santiago, said they want the pending petitions to be resolved by the poll body as soon as possible. The group also used the July 1995 decision of the Quezon City Regional Trial Court Branch 105 that ruled that Marcos failed to file his income tax returns and or pay his taxes from 1982 to 1985. Marcos's camp has denied the charges, saying the government of Ilocos Norte filed Marcos's income tax return along with those of the other provincial employees. The world's brightest stars will descend as the country is set to host the prestigious FIVB Volleyball Nations League (VNL) next year. In an announcement, the International Volleyball Federation said a leg of the women's division will be held in Pasay City from 14 to 19 June, while the men's play will be staged in Quezon City from 21 to 26 June. The Federation didn't mention any specific venue. Daily Tribune sources from the local federation confirmed that they are looking at staging the world-class events at the Mall of Asia Arena and Smart Araneta Coliseum, respectively. Among teams that are set to see action in the women's division are Southeast Asian superpower Thailand, as well as China, Japan, Belgium, Poland, Russia, and reigning champion United States, which is powered by priced middle blockers Fuluki Akinradiwo and Rachel Adams, with former Manila visitor Karts Kirali as head coach. In the men's play, set to arrive are players from Japan, Argentina, Italy, Russia, Germany, Slovenia, the Netherlands, and France. The bronze medalists in the previous staging of this event in Rimini, Italy last year. Aside from Pasay City, women's division will also be held in Bushehr City in the United States and Ankara in Turkey from 31 May to 5 June, Brasilia in Brazil from 14 to 19 June, and Calgary in Canada, and UFA in Russia from 28 June to 3 July. In the men's play, action will also be staged in Brasilia and Ottawa in Canada from 7 to 12 June, Sofia in Bulgaria from 21 to 26 June, and Osaka in Japan, and Kemerovo in Russia from 5 to 10 July. Tribune News on Q will be back. Stay with us.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Chris masaya, pagsama-sama. Katribu, hanap mo ba ay food to satisfy your cravings, essential products o ano paman? Sagot ka namin dito sa tindahan ni Tarsi. Halina't tuklasin, kilalanin at alamin ang kwento sa likod ng iba't ibang produkto at negosyo mula sa ating Pinoy local entrepreneurs na tiyak papatok sa'yo. Samahan natin si Tarsi simula November 16 na mapapanood sa programang Gising na mula alas 8 hanggang alas 9 ng umaga sa Facebook page ng Daily Tribune at TribuneNow on YouTube. Mga katribu, tara na't makiisa at matuto sa mga public service programs hatid ng Kalingang Katribu. Tuwing Lunes, nandyan ang usapang business na magbibigay tips at inspirasyon sa mga aspiring entrepreneurs kasama sina Comfy Manalo at Vernon Velasco. Tuwing Miyerkules, usapang pangkalusugan naman ang tatalakayin ni Miss Cory Quirino sa Health and Wellness. At tuwing Biyernes naman, kung legal advice ang kailangan mo, sagot ka na ng Legal Diaries kasama si Elmer Navarro Manuel at mga guest lawyers. Lahat ng niya mapapanood tuwing alas 3:30 ng hapon sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at TribuneNow on YouTube.
Botomoto Halalan 2022, the Daily Tribune special coverage.
Chris masaya, pagsama-sama.
You're still watching Tribune News on Q. Google said Tuesday it has moved to shut down a network of about 1 million hijacked electronic devices used worldwide to commit online crimes, while also suing Russia-based hackers whom the tech giant claimed were responsible. The so-called botnet of infected devices, which was also used to surreptitiously mine Bitcoin, was cut off, at least for now, from the people wielding it on the internet. Large technology companies like Google and Microsoft are increasingly pulled into the battle against cybercrime, which is conducted via their products, thus giving them unique understanding and access to the threats. Google said the network includes about 1 million Windows-using devices worldwide for crimes that include stealing users' credentials, and has targeted victims from the United States, India, Brazil, and Southeast Asia. Cybersecurity experts first noticed Glapteba in 2011, which spreads by masquerading as free downloadable software, videos, or movies that people unwittingly download into their devices. However, unlike conventional botnets that rely on predetermined channels to ensure their survival, Gloptiva is programmed to find a replacement server in order to keep operating even after being attacked, says Google's lawsuit. That wraps up the stories this morning. Before we go, we would like to thank the following: the SM Store, the Department of Tourism, Araneta City, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, and Overseas Council Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Roy Pelavelio on Tribune News on Q, reminding you that we only have 17 days until Christmas. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning.
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TribuneNow. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tarsito are available on our community Viber.